Hi, I'm Dan Bartlett, Vice President of Family Business Services. If you're considering an opportunity with Family Business Services, we felt it important to give you an idea of what an actual sales presentation is. So, following this introduction, you'll be seeing an actual FBS presentation. Good luck, and we shall see you on the interview. The approach. The purpose of the approach is to gain an isolated interview with your prospect. Even though the approach consists of only a few statements, it is critical in that it determines if you will be able to give a good presentation. A friendly, confident demeanor is always helpful, and it is good to remember that the first impression a potential sponsor receives is critical. It is important to learn the language of the approach verbatim. The social visit. The purpose of the social visit is to sell yourself, to create an atmosphere in which your prospect is comfortable with you, and to create a friendly and warm environment, one that is most conducive to achieving the sale. By using information obtained through fact-finding and your personal observations, you will be selling yourself while learning valuable information about your prospects. Remember, if you can get your prospect talking about himself, he will tell you how to sell him. Once your social visit is coming to a close, you're confident you've sold yourself and the prospect is ready to see your presentation, learn and use verbatim the following transitional statement. Demonstrating the volumes. When presenting the keepsake volumes, remember to always watch your prospect. The length of time spent demonstrating the publications will differ from prospect to prospect. For those who really seem to be focusing on the publication, give a thorough presentation. Spend time in the sections where the prospect seems to be particularly interested. If you have a prospect who does not appear to be interested in seeing all the features, hit the highlights only and move on. We will spend a lot of time working with you on this concept. Always be excited about the volume and put it in a place of prominence when you're finished with the demonstration. Never place anything on top of the publication. The prospect must be able to see it clearly at all times. The close. This is simply where you ask for the sale. Your language should be direct and assumptive. Mr. Jones, my name is Dan Bartlett. It's nice to meet you. I have a very important matter I need to discuss with you. In fact, I was over speaking with Fred Gallagher over at First National Bank, and he wanted to introduce me to you personally, but he couldn't come, but he did send me along with this little card of introduction. And what I have to speak to you about will only take a few minutes, and I deeply appreciate the courtesy of 5 or 10 minutes of your time. Is this a good time? Mr. Gallagher, now that I've had some time to spend with you, and based on everything I've heard about you, I know you're really going to appreciate what we have, and so let me show it to you. Let me show you what we're doing. My program is going to do 3 things for you that most business people feel are vital to the continued success of their business. First of all, we're going to help you say thank you to your friends and customers. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to introduce you to potential new customers, which is the lifeblood of any business. And because of the message of our program, you make a statement about to the people of the community about who you are and the values that you hold dear, which are their values. You demonstrate how much you care, and you send a message about you and the kind of business that you run. Now, what I want to show you is new, it's different, and it works. Many of the things that you're doing now are designed to tell people where you are and what you sell in the community. What our program does is tells people in the community something about who you are and what you believe in. We reach out to 3 groups of people in your community. First of all, we reach out to the newly engaged couples. It's a wonderful potential for new clients and new business. We reach out to the parents of the newly engaged couples, people between 40 and 60 years old. And we also reach out to the seniors in your community. You know, those folks are the folks that are the foundation of your community. Now let me start off by talking a little bit to you about the bride and the groom. First of all, it's a wonderful potential for new customers, that age group. We give you an opportunity to influence them before they have made a number of buying decisions. Give you an opportunity to welcome them as a couple to your community. Gives you a chance to have a positive and lasting effect on them and their marriage and their lives together. And it's a unique way to let them know that you care about them and your community. Now, beginning in January, those families who will be celebrating marriages will be receiving a beautiful gift from you. Now, it's a publication, It's called To Have and to Hold. It's a newlywed keepsake gift. You will be identified in the front piece here, and if you will notice, you will be the only insurance agency that will be allowed to be a part of our program. Now, how this works, the beginning of the publication, we have a keepsake section. The first section here is a family tree. What we do is we ask the parents to fill out this family tree in their own handwriting and then present it to the couple. Now, this is something that they'll never get rid of. We have a section in the front here where the couple can write to each other an open letter. There's a section here where the parents can write to the children. It'll be a keepsake forever. They'll never get rid of it. There's a section here where we talk about the day they met. You know, every couple has a love story to tell, and this gives them an opportunity to put it in writing, both the boy's thoughts and the husband's thoughts and the wife's thoughts. The book is broken down into two sections. The first thing we do is we define marriage as committed love. And then we talk about the building blocks to a successful marriage: trust, honesty, shared values, fidelity. Those things that help a couple have a nice and successful, happy life together. The second section, we talk about the greatest love of all. And what we've done here is we portray the life of Christ in picture form. And through the captions in the text, we talk about how Christ's example of love for us is a good example how they should love each other in married life. We end up with some virtue sections back here: justice, faith, temperance, charity, and so on. And then we have a section in the back where the couple can actually handwrite their dreams for the future. And that is something that will kind of give them something to look forward to and make sure that they're on the same page. Now, let's talk about the parents. The parents of the newly engaged couples or the newlywed couples are very important. They're vital. In fact, let me give you a few facts about them. First of all, they're the backbone of our community. Many of them are already customers and friends of yours. They're at their peak earning years. They got more disposable income than any other group. They've got a great deal of influence over their adult children, and at this point in their life, they either have or are going to be getting very soon a great deal of responsibility for their aging parents. When you honor them, their children, these special times in their lives, you touch the parents' hearts, and you tell the parents how much you appreciate them, and you give the parents some practical advice on the next stage of their life, especially with their relationship with their newlywed couple. Now, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be delivering a gift to the parents that's called Surviving Your Child's Marriage. This is a tongue-in-cheek look, kind of a lighthearted look at the foibles of being a parent of a newly engaged couple. You know, there are some rules to being a parent of a newly engaged couple. Your sponsorship will appear here as well, and once again, you'll be the only insurance agency on the program. What we've done here is we've taken different subject matter and we made it lighthearted. We talk to them about privacy issues. The one section's about the honeymoon ain't over. The culinary conundrum. You know, don't bug them about what they eat. Don't have them over for dinner every night. The cyber guest. You know, I don't know about you, but I have a tendency of texting or emailing my kids constantly, and so we kind of give you some advice about that. A loan is a stringed instrument. There are rules to loaning your children money, and most of us break them and don't know them. We also have a couple sections here: stay out of their fights. Don't bug them about grandchildren, which is one of my favorite. And there's another section back here, and there's more here, but one of the sections I particularly like is there's a section here called Thanks for the Memories. You know, they're still learning by the example of the parents, and so it's a fun, lighthearted book, but if the parents can read this, they can get some very serious information on it that way, so from that publication. And let's also talk about the third group we spoke about earlier, seniors. Those are the folks that are 65 years of age. And we're going to be recognizing and supporting those values that are important to them, especially in traditional marriage. Many of them have been and still are friends and customers of yours. This is a nice way to say thank you for their support and loyalty. You honor their lives and prompting them basically to look back on where they've been. You help them in the transitions of their lives, both in challenges and in discoveries in the section called Where We Are Now. And then we help them in planning for their future and where we're going. And by the way, this group is this is an extremely loyal group of people, and for any generosities that you show to them. So this publication is called Together. It's a journey of life and love. This is where you come in. We have a sponsor page in the front, and once again, you'll be the only insurance agency allowed to be a part of the program. We have some symbolism in the publication. One is called the Together Not, where we talk about how marriage and community are as one. And you also notice throughout the publication we use photographs of children. We do that as children are a wonderful connection point in tying together the community, the family, and their lives together. So I think in marriage, and I think you'll find that that works well here. Beginning of the publication, we talk about where we've been. In this section, we talk about the family tree. We give the couple an opportunity to write down important moments of their lives. We start right out by talking about their legacy and their family and their children. Here we talk about the first time that they met. There's other sections here. Part of this publication is designed to be a journal where you can actually sit down and pen those things that have been important to you over the years, and some of the places you've been, some of your the times. This section we talk about faith. We talk about the many blessings. We ask you to write those down in your own handwriting. We talk about the story of the life of Christ and how He has been instrumental in your marriage, and different points of your life relate deeply to examples of Christ's ministry. The wedding feast at Cana. We talk about the golden rule in the Sermon on the Mount. An empty tomb gives us a lot of things to think about as it relates to love and how it endures. Second section, we talk about where you are now. At this point, people at that age are in transition. They're talking about, they're reflecting on their committed love to one another, what committed love means. We also talk to them about what they need to be focused on now, their health, their mind, all of the aspects of the body. We also talk about fitness. We talk about things that are dear to them, their family, their friends. More journaling sections where they can reflect and leave a legacy behind. We also talk, the next section is where we're going. At this section of their life, there's a lot of life left in front of them. So there's some things that need to be happening. They need to be making plans. Probably the one thing that happens more so than any other time in their lives is they're making plans for the future. And what kinds of plans? Well, financial issues. We give them some indication on what some of the certifications mean for the financial people they deal with. We talk about insurance, we talk about benefits, all the things that they need to be getting in order for their family to succeed in the future. Also location. Almost everyone that you know at this age are making decisions about where they're going to stay, where they're going to go, and we give them some pretty good information and insight on how to reflect on that. Have a neat little section here called A Sacred Place, talking about the home that they have raised their families in, and it's a beautifully written piece. Reality of loss. Sadly enough, at this point of their lives, they're dealing with this, and we thought it was very important to deal with that in this publication. The last section is called Our Virtues and Our Values. Most of these people have lived their lives with a foundation, and we talk about things like the Ten Commandments and faith, hope, love. These are the things and the values that they'll be passing down to their children as they most of the time they already have, but this is their legacy that you have to understand something, Mr. Jones. This publication will end up in the children's hands eventually. So what's going to happen is every time we send a publication out, you will be notified every 2 months via a communication. We do it several ways. We'll be sending you a direct mailer. We'll also be sending you also the names and addresses of who we send the publications to will be available to you online at all times. So to summarize, we deliver a beautiful keepsake volume to the newlywed couples in your community called To Have and to Hold. We provide the gift volume Surviving Your Child's Marriage to the parents of the newly engaged couples. We serve seniors at age 65 with a gift volume of Together. In addition to that, you'll be recognized on a presentation page that will go inside each volume. And once again, we do notify you via confirmation and email and website of who we've serviced in the community. Your investment to be part of the program here, Mr. Jones, is $50 a month for the next 24 months. There's only two things that I need to get you set up on the program, and that is, number one, either a business card or a letterhead, and number two, I need an indication on where you would like to be in the publication. And right now, I still have this spot and this spot available. What you've just viewed is the actual FBS presentation. It was designed to coincide with the written presentation, more importantly, to give you an idea of what a presentation looked like in real time and real speed. I would take the opportunity to view it over and over again until you're comfortable with it, and I would also use it in remedial times when you think you might need it in the future. So I wish you luck. I wish you well. We stand ready and willing to help you all throughout your career. So good luck, and we'll be seeing you in the field soon.